Hello everybody, my name is Ratnos and welcome to Heroic Mugsy. Now this boss has two different phases depending on which side of the room has more players. Each time you swap which side of the room has more players, it'll do a cast to swap sides, and if you do that too often, you'll take a bunch of damage, so you only want to swap sometimes. But the longer you stay on one side, the more damage the boss does, and also eventually it'll get to full energy and kill you. So you don't want that. This is the red side. So we never actually got too far in testing this boss, but I'll show you as many of the mechanics as I can. When you start on the red side, you get this Elemental Carnage cast. Now this does a bunch of rate damage, and it gives the boss a buff that says if I cast Elemental Carnage again in the next 2 minutes, it does way more damage. So you don't want to do that. Now over on the red side, the first mechanic that'll happen is Earthshaker Jail. This creates 2 soaks. Now it's not actually soak damage, I don't think. But whoever's inside these soaks will get locked in jail with these goons. Now, these goons, they do more damage if the boss is in jail with them, so you don't want the boss to be in the jail with them. But we wanted the boss close so that Ignite could spread, so that's why we had this like this. But you can't actually cleave except for Ignite between the boss and the goons. Now, the goons also create a bunch of these walls that lock the players inside there. And the goons are going to cast Shakedown. They'll also cast an Interrupt, Pay Respect, that if you don't interrupt it, will shield the boss. So these do want to die, but not for a little while because we need those walls to soak in a little bit. Next is a tank mechanic here, Molten Gold Knuckles. So this targets a tank and is also a frontal, so you don't want anybody else in this. And it does some upfront damage, and it gives you 30 stacks of Molten Gold. Now, as you move, you're slowed, but as you move, you drop these stacks of Molten Gold, and you create this puddle trail that is a very annoying ground. If you don't drop all your stacks before it expires, you get stunned for 30 seconds. So you need to keep moving until you've dropped all your stacks. Next mechanic now is this Frost Ice Lances thing. These will target players, and you need to shoot them through a wall. If you shoot them through a wall, it breaks the wall. And if you don't shoot them through a wall, it kills the person it's shooting at. So you can see here, everybody's trying to shoot them through their various walls, seeing the Ice Lances aimed at them. And bang! We broke a bunch of walls, and a couple people didn't, and those people got killed. Now that we've broken the walls, we can finish off these goons. We can kill them off, and everybody can exit their jail. The jailbreak is when they get low enough, they just cast that, and then they explode, breaking their jail. Next set of goons is now coming out. Now you could, and maybe you're supposed to have already moved the boss to the other side before that next cast. But as soon as it does this set, it'll do Frost Shatter Boots again, so you can immediately Ice Lance and break out these goons. And yeah, there's another tank mechanic in there as well. Now the finger gun, that just shoots somebody or points at somebody and starts doing finger guns towards them, so you get out of that. And then the boss approaches maximum energy. If the boss gets to maximum energy, it will do like a big death, explode you all. It'll shoot finger guns in one direction and bullets in the other direction and spin around and kill everybody. So maximum energy is bad. Now as soon as it gets to the other side, it'll start uncontrolled destruction. It'll spawn 2 of these electroshockers. And it'll then pretty soon spawn a bunch of mines. Now, already a lot of us are dead on this pull, and one of the goons is still alive and casting Pay Respect, so that's bad. But in order to kick it, you actually have to get within its jail. Even if you've broken the walls, it's like line of sight unless you are within where the jail was. But yeah, let's take a look now at the blue side, because that was the red side. Okay, so here's a pull where we started on the blue side, and what we actually did here was we all stood on one far bit. As soon as you start on the blue side, the boss will do Uncontrolled Destruction, which again, if it does that again within 2 minutes, it'll do extra damage, and it'll spawn 2 of these Electroshockers. These Electroshockers will cast Surging Arc at somebody. It will jump to like 9 people, and the last person will take a bunch of damage. We just pop defensives to try and live this. As soon as you get these Electroshockers below 80% health, they get stunned for 8 seconds and take double damage. So you want to do that quick so that you can stop them from casting Surging Arc. But there's a far one that we're kind of ignoring for a bit, and we're just pushing this close one, and we're also taking the boss here into the corner. So we're doing this because the next cast the boss does is Unstable Crawler Mines. This spawns a bunch of mines on or near players. And what we wanted to do is spawn these all over here and then get away because they will start chasing after people. And we want to now go and actually push and kill this other Electroshocker over here before everybody dies to it. Very easy to die, even on Heroic, just that initial damage. Now we've got a bunch of these crawler mines chasing us, but they're far away, so we're not going to worry about them for now because it's very hard to deal with them. So now we have a soak that needs to happen. And this If you soak again within the next minute, you'll take like double damage, so you might want to split the raid, but it actually didn't do them too often, so that wasn't a problem. And after you do the soak, the way that it works is the soak is a goblin rocketeer that launches into you. It does a bunch of damage to itself, but it doesn't actually kill them. So then the rocketeer will jump off to the side and be kind of low health, and you do want to finish it off. The next mechanic is the boss will pick somebody and draw a line towards them. Now, what needs to happen is the tank needs to soak this line because it will do damage to the person that it's actually aiming at that is reduced by however much mitigation the tank had on the initial hit. So the tank gets in the way of this line, and the double whammy shot comes out, and you can see the priest barely lives, even though I was in here with shield wall and stuff, reducing the damage. Now, the person who was initially targeted, which is our priest here, Jack B. Caston, has a circle around him, and this circle can be used to break the bombs, to defuse the crawler mines that are chasing after people. Or you can defuse a crawler mine by just walking on top of it. When you do either of those, the mine will explode, and then there will be like 4 swirly soaks that spawn. If you don't soak any of those, it's huge raid damage, which is a bit of a disaster. So we were just like, yeah, we had a really hard time actually successfully soaking them. So we just didn't break any, and we just left them chasing after us. And you're like, you know what? That's fine. Those things can chase us. We don't care. Now it's going to spawn even more mines, and we're just saying, you know what? That's fine. We'll spawn them here, and then we are running away, and we will just keep those things chasing after us. We'll slow them. You can actually mass root them as well, and we'll say, you know what? That's a fun problem for us to deal with in the future, but not right now. And now we're over on the red side. Problem with this strat was the wall. We tried to lock them in jail. That was our strat here. Unfortunately, if they hit a wall, they explode immediately. And then you can see these are the soaks. That's like, that was like 4 of them blowing up or 3 of them blowing up, but there's still a lot of soaks. And as soon as you don't soak those, it wipes the raid. So yeah, extremely nasty. Let me show you a pull where we did try and actually soak those bombs. Okay, so here's another pull. We start off over on the blue side, and we have the ads coming down. We're just trying to nuke these down, pop some defensives to live the initial surging arcs, and break both of these ads. And this time we're more spread out, and we're just letting the bombs spawn kind of more as they're probably intended to, just all over the place. You can see there's a bunch of them spawning, and we're now going to try and soak them one at a time. So one of them's coming in, and I think I'm going to soak it. Somebody's going to soak it. Me. But we soaked another one as well. So let's watch this again in slow motion or in fast motion. But one of these is going to get soaked over here. And where is it? There, that one got soaked. And bang, we have a bunch of swirlies now over here. And then this one gets soaked, and we have a bunch of swirlies all over the place. And the problem with this, I mean, this is just a complete disaster, but it's very hard to actually do that mechanic correctly, it seemed. So, yeah, sometimes we would try, like on this set, I think. Let's see. We've got one mine kind of forward here, and it's coming close, and it's, okay, we popped it, and then we've got, so each one makes 4 soaks that need to happen. We go over, we soaked 3 of them, the 4th still did huge damage to everybody, because I think we missed just 1 on that set, and that's inside Link Darkness as well, and there's still just so many of these mines, there's like 6 per set. Not another set of mines coming out here. Yeah, I mean, we had a really hard time getting past this part of the fight at all, so... Extremely brutal boss. It is the second to last boss. I'm sure we could have done things a lot better as well. But also it did feel pretty unfair, the mines. The biggest problem with the mines is sometimes you wanted to only soak one, and then the swirly it would spawn would be right under another mine, and you'd just be screwed because you'd get this chain reaction going on. But maybe if you had everybody really looking out for soaks, really communicating with it, and not just being in kind of PTR mode, maybe it'd be doable. It felt not very... This felt like a mythic fight, not like a heroic fight. Hope you've enjoyed, though. That's Mugsy. Very cool. I mean, the thematics of this fight are incredible. The whole raid, extremely cool theme. The mechanics on this, I suspect, will look pretty different when it actually comes out on live. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.